Welcome back to a new video, part 2 of our little New Year's resolution series slash goals series. Haven't decided yet, but yeah, if you haven't seen the part 1, I definitely would suggest going to watch it. It's a little bit more about mistakes you might do or have done setting up goals. And those are just kind of like little things I want you to think about whenever you're thinking about your New Year's resolutions. So yeah, we will get started. So like I mentioned in the last video, today we're going to be talking about how to create a goal, how to really write it down on a piece of paper, the best way, and make sure that it's your own goal and that you have higher success of achieving this. So we will get started. Okay, so let's talk about how to properly set up your goals so you can make sure you progress with them instead of always restarting every year or every month, because by February there's always something that happens and then we're just like so let's try and skip that this year. We've had a hard few years now, so let's make this one better. So what I'm going to do for today is break it down into a few steps. I believe it's 4 steps that I did. So the first one, this is a model that we're going to be talking about. It's called, let me try and say it, the theoretical model. Trans-theoretical, I can't say it, whatever. I'm gonna write it down. Here you go. Like I've spoken to you about in the last video, and that was one of your little homeworks, is to try and write down like where you are in your journey of your goal. So this theory it's a model that helps you determine how willing are you to change. Literally, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a model to see how willingly you want to change. Yeah. Anyways, you get it. You get what I'm trying to say. How it works, there are, I'd say 5 to 6 different stages. So the first one is your pre-contemplation stage. So that one's like not thinking of your goals. You might have had somebody tell you to do this, and then they're just like, no, I don't. Like somebody tell you to go work out, and then you're just like, what do you say? No. Like what is no? So that's what pre-contemplation says. You're not even thinking about changing. You don't want to have. You think you're good where you are, and you're happy with it. Contemplation is that you've thought about it. You have a little bit more of a motivation to think about this goal. You're learning about the goal. You haven't made any actions towards it, but you're just thinking about it, which is the first good step that we want. The next stage is your preparation stage. So this one is that you've decided, you want to change your habits, your behavior. So now you're setting up little things to be able to achieve that. Maybe you looked up a gym. You've started watching YouTube videos. You've started learning a little bit more about the process. You're thinking in the next 6 months you will actually step into that gym and go work out. Now your next stage is your action stage. So a lot of the times it goes in between action and preparation. Like you start and then you go back. You start, you go back. So the action is when you actually stepped into the gym, have a membership, starting to work out. Like you're doing it. You're there. You just, now all you need to do is make sure to keep going and keep pushing yourself. So that one, self-discipline happens. And then you have your maintenance stage, which is when you kept it going. You have your goal, kept it going for more than 6 months, and pretty much now it's almost a habit. Like you don't. The 6th one is kind of a stage. It's your relapse stage. So this happens whenever you just fall off track, and it happens a lot more in the action stage than the maintenance stage. But you just kind of fall off track. That's why you're always going back and forth between preparation and action. So those are where you are. So with the little homework that I gave you, try and set yourself up in that with my tiny little explanation on what the different stages are. So just kind of like figure out where you are at. It might help you understand, like, okay, I'm thinking about it. Like now the next move is to actually go, oh, I haven't even thought about it. Well, then the next move is to think about it. So yeah. Okay, so the next one is making sure that your goal is optimal for you. So this one is kind of confusing. I really liked it because I find that it just got me thinking. So I'm really hoping you get to appreciate how much I've appreciated this information. But if you don't, like, don't worry about it. Like, don't stress over it. If you don't understand, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But I'm still gonna explain it to you. So, I'm gonna look, yeah. So in sports, there are 3 different types of goals. So this is according to a textbook I have from school. It's the textbook Psychology of Sports in French, though, by Richard H. Cox. Okay, so you have the 3 goals are, you have your result-based goals, your performance-based goals, and then your process-based goals. So result-based goals are those that I'd rather explain with an example. You want to just see the outcome, like the results. So abs, a bigger butt, bigger biceps, losing the weight, like looking skinnier. Those are kind of result-based goals. Winning, one of the examples a teacher made was winning a gold medal at the Olympics. You know, those are results. Those are the end goal. Goals based on performance are the ones where you want to achieve something that's measured pretty much. So you want to lift a certain amount. You want to run a certain distance. Those are kind of like the performance goals. And there's goals based on process. So the biggest example, the easiest way I can explain this is like just the routine you make yourself. So your goal is to work out 3 days a week. Performance goal is to deadlift a certain amount. So to be able to deadlift a certain amount, you have to have the goal of working out a certain amount of days in the week. So like I said, this is very confusing. It's very hard to explain too. Yeah, so the most common mistake when we make goals is to result-oriented goals. Though that's the biggest mistake we make, because we write down, we want to have abs, but it's like, how the hell are you going to achieve those abs, people? You know? I'm talking to myself here. But like, don't get me wrong, it's good to have those goals, but it's more optimal when you have the 3 goal-orientated together. I'm just, out of all of the steps, step 3 is the one I want you to really listen to. This one is what is the big one. That's the big one. So the one we just talked about, you know, if you don't get it, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just shoo it away. This one, I really want you to try and understand. And if you don't, please leave a comment down below. Okay, so the best way to really see if your goal is the most efficient, optimal, the best one for you is to follow the goal setting theory. Now, the goal setting theory, what it does, it guides you to our lovely SMART goals. Right here. How it works is stands for specific. So the more specific your goal is, the better it is. And measurable. Can you measure it? Can you say that at the end of the week, can you be like, yes, I did that? You know, live a healthier lifestyle. It's like, how, like, prove to me you lived a healthier lifestyle. You know, to prove to yourself, you know? But if your goal is to work out 3 days a week, it's like, prove to me you worked out 3 days a week. It's like, I worked out 3 days a week. The next one is actionable. So you need to be able to do the process of the goal, you know? Like, you need, like, again, example, abs. Like, if that's your goal, it's like, it's not actionable. That's a result. It's not an action. Eating a cup is, you eat the cup. Well, you eat the cup of vegetable. You know, that's an action. Does that mean, you know, you work out 3 days a week, you went to work out, you done the thing, the goal, you know? It's not, I got abs, I got that. No. Realistic. Is it realistic to your lifestyle? If you've never worked out in your life before, and then you're like, I'm gonna work out 4 days a week, 3 days a week. It's like, no, you're not. You're gonna take a step back. It's not realistic. You know, you wanna, if you haven't done it before, you gotta slowly incorporate it in your routine, or else you're just gonna like get off track. That's just, unfortunately, that's how it is. The last one is time-based. So that one's like kind of important. I find that, like, it's not the most important one, but if you can set yourself up with a time frame, sometimes it just helps you stay motivated. And then once you reach that, you can reevaluate your goals. So it's good for that kind of stuff. That's your SMART goal. Next video, I'm going to show you, literally give you a full example of how with one of my goals, and how I wrote it down to explain this whole creating your goal, the SMART goal. This is the end. So this is the end of the video. I'm going to summarize a little bit what we talked about. So the first thing for today, of part 2 of how to create your goal. First thing is step 1. Trans theoretical model. That is step 1. Figure out where you are in your goal journey. The next one is make sure that your goal is optimal for you. So definitely think about that performance, results, and process goal-based. Step 3, creating your goal. SMART goal all the way. Please try it out. Let me know how it goes too. Comment down below. Like, if that is what I have for today. Next episode, part 3. Next episode. Oh my god. Part 3 of this little series is going to be me just like be such an attention. Like, part 3 is going to be me telling you a little bit some of my goals, and then we're gonna dissect completely one of the goals into everything I told you to do. So hopefully it can give you a little example and help you out. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these videos. That is what I have for today. So I will see you in the next video. Bye!